Alright, everyone, let's start with a very simple but powerful concept. What exactly is GenAI? Or we also call it as a generative artificial intelligence. So, GenAI is a type of artificial intelligence that doesn't just analyze data, it creates as well. It can generate brand new content like text, images, audio, video, or even code just from a simple prompt you give it. For example, when you ask ChatGPT to write an email or DALL-E to create an image of a cat wearing a suit on Mars, that's what GenAI it works. It's different from a traditional AI, which usually focuses on things like classifications or prediction. Gen AI models are trained on massive data set and learn the patterns in that data so that they can create output that feel original and human like. So today, tools like ChatGPT, Sora, Gemini, Cloud, and Midjourney are changing how we create, how we communicate, and even work. And that's just the beginning. So, uh, here are some of the common applications of GenAI in case you want to do some text generation for emails, for articles, for code. You can use ChatGPT, Cloud, Gemini AI, Copilot. Right, a lot of applications are already available these days. So for image creation, art design, product visual, you can use DALL-E, Midjourney. For audio wise, we have 11 labs, which is very popular. For video generation, we have Sora, Runway, ML. So different Gen AI applications are available in the industry based on what expertise that you're looking for, what type of work you want it to get done with the help of these Gen AI applications, what content you want to create. Right now, let's begin by understanding how Gen AI or generative AI actually learns. Now, what we call model training or learning phase, at the heart of Gen AI are powerful models like GPT, BERT, and Stable Fusion, and they all go through a similar process. It starts with collecting massive amount of data for text-based models that includes books, websites, code repositories, while for image model, datasets like ImageNet or Loin are being used. Once we have the data, we move to a process called as tokenization. For text, this means breaking down sentences into smaller chunks called tokens, which could be words, subwords, or even characters. For images, the model may break them into pixels or patches to understand the structure. So I've created a detailed PPT for this, which I'm gonna share it with you, which explain what the benefit is and even the risk. The benefit is that it boosts creativity and productivity. It speed up the content creation and personalizes the user experience. You'll feel like that these articles are actually written by a user only, right? The only risk is that sometimes you may see hallucination or some false information being printed. But now, as time is passing on, the AI models are getting very smart, right? You'll find very less mistakes or hallucination at the time of content creation, right? So some privacy concerns are also there, like the data could be misused or might not be private, right? So we're gonna have a detailed discussion on this, and these are some of the popular GenAI tools today. That for text we have ChatGPT, Gemini, Cloud. For image we have Dell-E, Midjourney, Stable Diffusion. Audio, the popular one is Even Labs, Suno. And then for video we have Sora, Runway ML. For writing code we have GitHub Copilot, code whispers. So for every purpose, we have some AI, popular Gen AI tools available, right? So how Gen AI works, so this is what we'll be understanding in detail. And this is where it comes the core objective of this model training, which is called as the learning phase. For example, in a text model like GPT, the aim is to learn how to predict the next word or a token in a sentence, kind of like autocomplete on steroids. So in image model like those using diffusion technologies, the goal is to learn how to reconstruct a clean image from a noisy input. So in step 1, data collection is being done from different websites, from different articles, code repositories, labeled images, datasets, some sound libraries, right? So in the step 1, the data collection is done. In step 2, the tokenization is done. The data is being broken into understandable pieces called as tokens. The images are converted into pixels or patches. In step 3, the training objective is decided for the model, what the model is trying to learn. Like the text model, that is GPT, it predicts the next token in a sequence. The image diffusion model, it reconstruct original image from some random noise. And same way, the audio models, they predict waveform or phone me sequence. And now all this learning happens inside a deep neural network, most commonly the transformer architecture. So transformers use something called self-attention, which helps the model figure out which part of the input are important and how they relate to each other, whether it's word in a sentence or element in an image. So in simple terms, the model learns patterns, associations, and structures from massive data using advanced mathematical and neural networks. And that is how it becomes capable of generating new content. So that's what the summary on model training flow. What is Gen AI? So from data to intelligence, collecting massive data, and then tokenizing into learnable units, train to predict or reconstruct, and then use of neural network with attention. So at the end, the result, a model that can generate human like output. So this is what a small definition of what Gen AI is, right? Although it's not small, but yes, this is like a theoretical concept. Once we start using it practically, then it will be very easy to understand how we actually use, because before we get started using the Gen AI concepts, we must be familiar with what tokenization is, what artificial intelligence is, how the data is being trained. So all these technical terms are very, very important, right? And in the next lecture, we're gonna understand the generative process of Gen AI, which is called as the inference phase. So that's all in this lecture. Thank you.